Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Hope you weren't there for too long. Welcome. I'm excited that you are here, and this is BIO1000. This is an introductory course into all things biology, and I'm excited that you've signed up to go ahead and join us on this journey as we look at the various aspects of biology, not as individual pieces, but instead as this juncture of crossover, how things influence one another. That's the amazing thing, I think, about biology. Besides its vastness, it's all connected. And it's going to be our goal throughout these next few weeks to kind of explore how these things are all interconnected. This seems like a kind of a straightforward spot and picture that we're looking at. We've got some plants, we've got some trees that are in the area, we've got a building, we've got some grass and some dirt and soil that's here. But really kind of dive in and kind of think about how those things are all interconnected. That soil is providing nutrients. It's got bacteria that's living in it. That bacteria is interacting with us. As we dig in that and as we go ahead and inhale some of the particulates that are released from that soil, bacteria is entering into us and it's stimulating the release of serotonin, which is lowering anxiety and stress levels. You've got the nutrients that are being absorbed through that soil up into the roots that's giving these plants life that can then go ahead and serve as home for insects and reptiles and mammals, and they're all interconnected with one another. And you've got the symbolicness of the building that is right there, which is how we as humans play a role in the sustainability of everything that we do. I think it's just as equally important for us to remember that while we have all of this interrelatedness within the areas of biology, that we cannot lose sight of that, despite our ability to build things, despite our ability to go ahead and explore worlds that are beyond our own atmosphere, we are not immune from the same theories and laws and rules that govern biology. We're regulated by those same things. We are no different in that aspect than any other species that's on Earth. And so how do all of these interconnected areas of biology, where do we fit in? What is our role? How are we impacted? And how do we impact the rest of the system? And that is going to be the focus of our next 6 weeks. Thank you for taking that little tour and that little introduction. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of a better insight into some of the things that we're going to be looking at throughout the semester. What I would like to do now is just kind of give you an overview of what the course looks like, the flow, the feel, where you're going to find things. And so the page that you're looking at here is the home page for the course. This is where you're going to be able to go ahead and get to your various topics week to week. You can see my email address is right here. If you have any questions at any point in time, I do encourage you to reach out as often and frequently as you need to. I would also encourage you to be more proactive in your communication than reactive. And so if you know that maybe an assignment is going to be late, or if something comes up, as soon as you know that, if you shoot me an email and let me know, we can work together to make sure that you have the time that you need in order to complete an assignment. Now, it's not going to be forever, right? But if you need a day extension or something along those lines, I'm sure we can work on something to make that accommodation happen. It's easier to do that, though, if you are being proactive. If you're being reactive and waiting till after an assignment is due, let's say 4, 5, 6 days have gone by, and then you reach out, that makes it a little bit harder. And so because now you're trying to play catch up constantly. And so I encourage you to be as proactive in your communication with me as you possibly can. My office hours for the summer are virtual. And I just ask that you, again, shoot me an email and make an appointment, make a request to meet with me, and we can set up a Google Meet. And I'd be happy to go ahead and hop on and have a conversation and chat with you to see what's going on and how we can make sure that you find that success that I know that you're looking for here within the summer course. On your home page here, you will notice that there are some icons that are here, each week designated by a little different cartoon or comic. In each of these are hyperlinked into the module. And the same thing with the syllabus. And we'll kind of look at the syllabus here real quick. It is up and available for you to go ahead and do that. Again, some basic information is present. There is, one of the things you're going to realize here, there is no required textbook. We are using what we call an open educational resource textbook through OpenStax, and it's the Concepts of Biology free textbook. And so there is no textbook cost for you for this course. Whenever we can save some money, I know it is always greatly appreciated. And so I hope that that free online textbook serves you well throughout the course. As I'm scrolling through, I do encourage you to kind of go back on your own and look at some of the material, but I just wanted to at least look at the grading system for this course. There will be 3 exams. Each exam will be worth 10% of your overall grade, so 30% for your lecture exams. There will be 1 project for the semester. You will have an ability to, or an option to either do a paper or a presentation, but that paper or presentation will be 20%. Homework and assignments will be 20%. Your online weekly discussions will be 10%. And then because this is a fully asynchronous online course, the lab component is built into the course. And so this does still count as a lab science for you. And that lab portion is 20% of the grade. And I do give you some more information here about each of those gradable topics for you to go through and look at, as well as some other information here. And I do give you a rough outline of the 6-week schedule, so you can see the topics that are going to be covered each week, the lab that is going to go along with them, and some of the possible assignment types that will be there. At the end of week 2, probably going into week 3, you will have exam 1. Exam 2 will be at the end of week 4, and you've guessed it, at the end of week 6 will be exam 3. And so that's kind of the schedule overall for the semester. 6 weeks is a really fast pace. And so be mindful of that as we go through. And again, you come back to the home page and you'll be able to navigate your way through each of the weekly topics. And I've been denied. I'm going to come out of student view because the course is not officially live for you all. So let me hop out of here because when I do come out and I click on week 1, I have access to that. And so we can go in and take a look here. I do want to just draw your attention here real quick. Syllabus is right here in that first module. The video you are watching is actually right here. And then here's your textbook, and this is the e-version of the textbook. And so you will have access to that, and I do provide links as we go throughout the semester. And if you would just like the PDF version to download, I've provided that for you as well. And so, again, here is that introductory video right here for you. There's a survey here that is going to allow me to kind of get to know each of you a little bit better, and so I ask that you take that. Notice the due date on that. We're going to be dealing with your topic selection here, week 1 for your project. So that's not quite finished yet, which is why it's not completely active, but that will be by the time the course begins. And then an introductory discussion. I want to kind of have you get to know one another. It's a small group, but that doesn't mean that you all know each other. And so this will give you an opportunity to share a little bit about who you are with your other peers. And then the more structured part of the course. Each week you're going to see a lecture section. It's going to start off with a link to information within the textbook, the OpenStax Concepts of Biology textbook. And then you're going to see an assignment on occasion that's going to link to that reading. The lecture videos are labeled, they are linked. Dr. Christy Wolovich is one of my colleagues, and these are actually her lecture videos. She's done such a phenomenal job with them that I knew if I tried to recreate them, I would not do them justice as she did. And so she has given me permission to go ahead and use these same lecture videos with you all pertaining to the topics that we're going to be looking at. And so I hope you find them as insightful and as well done as I thought they were. And you can see very often the slides are also given so you can kind of follow along with them, and you'll usually have an assignment that comes along with that. Most weeks you will also have some additional readings, maybe an article, maybe a paper, maybe it's another video, just to help clarify some of your understanding. And that will also be used to help you formulate a response for your weekly discussions. And then you can see here, making of a theory is your first lab for week 1. And then week 2, you can see again, this pattern flows right on through again. You've got some additional resources and activities that are built in. Not all activities are going to lend to a grade. Right? And so one of the things I'm thinking about here is the history of life on Earth, the interaction here. And so when we go to that, when we look at that just as an example, right, you're going to see that there's an introduction that you can read through, and then you're going to see that there's very often some videos that are embedded throughout this timeline to try to give you a better understanding of just what the history of the Earth is and how much of that history have we really engaged in. Right? And again, if you kind of come back through here, you will see that these little videos are here. You can easily click on that to play.
Bacteria are small, but they are so numerous that they can actually influence the chemical composition of seawater. What this cartoon is meant to illustrate is that in the process of photosynthesis, cyanobacteria or any other photosynthetic organism will have a menu, if you will, of CO2.
So that just kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be doing within some of these modules. Right? I try to keep it as interactive and interesting and relatable as I possibly can. And you'll see there's some homework, there's a discussion post there, so on and so forth. And so, if anything is due, there's always a due date with it. If there is no due date, that means this is more just for you to go ahead and get a better understanding of the content. And so a lot of this is support material that's going to allow you to find success within the homework and the discussion posts. And then, of course, the lab content, once again, being there. And so I hope this gives you a little bit of an overview of the overall course and what you can expect as you navigate through the next 6 weeks. I am here to support you, guide you, help you, answer questions that you may have, especially as we get started with the weekly content and as we get started on your research projects. Again, I want to encourage you to reach out to me if you need anything. I am always available for you. And I wish you all the luck and success, and I hope that you find interest and maybe even a little passion and curiosity that develops as we go through the next 6 weeks of content and looking at these key foundational areas of biology. And so with that, I'm going to say good luck. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll be started very shortly.